Welcome to the Local Content Studio, an AI-generated podcast sponsored by newmedialocal.com, an AI-powered digital media agency.
Picture this. You Google an immigration question at 2 a.m. and two law firm websites pop up. One has a generic About Us page with stock photos. The other shows the attorney's law degree, recent case wins helping families reunite, and quotes from actual clients. Which one are you calling in the morning? I'm Larita Marie Kimball, and if you're an immigration attorney, civil rights lawyer, or professional service provider wondering why your website isn't converting visitors into clients, today's episode is for you. We're talking about something Google calls EEAT. And no, that's not a typo. It stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. By the end of our time together, you'll understand exactly why Google cares about this framework, and more importantly, how to use it to make your professional practice the obvious choice for potential clients. Let's start with the basics, but I promise to keep this practical. EEAT is Google's way of measuring whether your website deserves to rank high in search results. Think about it this way. Google doesn't want to send people to websites that give bad advice, especially when it comes to legal, financial, or business guidance. Here's what I mean. If someone searches how to apply for asylum status, Google wants to show them content from actual immigration attorneys who've handled these cases, not some random blogger who skimmed a few government websites. The four components break down like this. Experience means you've actually done the work. Expertise means you know what you're talking about. Authoritativeness means others in your field recognize your knowledge. And trustworthiness, that's the foundation. It means people can rely on what you're saying. Now, this is where most people get stuck, but it's actually your biggest opportunity. Experience is about demonstrating that you've been in the trenches, dealing with real client problems. Let's make this practical. Instead of writing, "We handle deportation defense cases," try, "In my 12 years representing families facing removal proceedings, I've seen how these three documentation errors can derail even strong cases." See the difference? One is generic marketing speak. The other shows you've actually been there. I had a client, a civil rights attorney, who transformed her website by sharing specific scenarios. Instead of listing employment discrimination services, she wrote about what to expect during your first EEOC mediation session and included real examples of what investigators typically ask. Her consultation requests doubled in 3 months. But here's the thing about experience. Authority isn't just about having credentials, though those matter. It's about becoming the person other professionals turn to when they have questions. Think about it this way. In your local bar association, who do people ask when they need a referral for immigration law? That person has authority. Your job is to build that same recognition online. This is where most immigration and civil rights attorneys miss a huge opportunity. They focus on impressing potential clients but ignore their peers. Here's what works. Write content that other professionals in your field would actually bookmark and share. For example, create a quarterly update on changes in immigration policy that other attorneys forward to their colleagues. Or develop a checklist that civil rights lawyers use when handling workplace discrimination cases. When your peers start citing your work, Google notices. Now let's talk about the foundation of all of this. Here's something that might surprise you. Trustworthiness isn't just about having testimonials on your website. It's about consistency, transparency, and what Google calls beneficial purpose. Let me break this down with a real example. I worked with an immigration attorney who was frustrated because his website wasn't converting. His content was technically accurate, but it felt like he was trying to scare people into hiring him. Every article ended with, "This is complex, call us immediately." We shifted his approach. Instead of fear-based content, he started publishing genuinely helpful guides. 5 documents you need before your green card interview with actual actionable advice people could use whether they hired him or not. Counterintuitive? Maybe? Effective? Absolutely. His consultation requests increased by 40% because people trusted that he genuinely wanted to help them navigate the system, not just sell them services. Let's wrap this up with the 3 things you need to remember. First, demonstrate real experience by showing, not just telling. Share specific scenarios and actual insights from your immigration or civil rights practice. Second, build authority by creating content that your peers respect and reference. Think beyond just attracting clients. Impress other attorneys in your field. Third, focus on trustworthiness by being genuinely helpful. Give valuable advice freely, and people will trust you with their most important legal matters. If you want to dive deeper into implementing EEAT strategies for your practice, I've got resources that can help. To learn more, visit AuthorityProof AI. That's authority with a Y, proof.ai. You'll find practical tools and templates designed specifically for immigration attorneys, civil rights lawyers, and other professional service providers who want to build real authority online. Thanks for listening, and remember, your expertise deserves to be found by the people who need it most.